The Golden Knights visited the White House on Monday. We have a recap as this 5-game road trip kicks off in the nation's capital tonight. More ahead right the Knights.
You're Locked On Golden Knights, your daily podcast on the Vegas Golden Knights, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Hi again, everyone. Tony Cardasco with a dramatic pause. Sorry about that, Chris. Tony Cardasco, Chris Golick from Las Vegas.
I'm just itching for that intro. I want that intro. I love that song.
Thanks for making us your first listen every day. And you can find us wherever you get your podcast and tune in and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Locked On Golden Knights. We are brought to you today by FanDuel. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 moneyline bet. Go to FanDuel.com/lockedon. So, Chris, VGK celebrated their Stanley Cup championship 5 months to the day since winning the title at the White House yesterday. Talk about some positives first and then some crazy things that I observed. Okay, so Mark Stone presented the president with a hockey stick. George McPhee also got into that photo frame. Okay, we're not going to go there yet. And then the short speech by Stone was really good. A good-natured jab at President Biden saying, in all due respect, no comparison between Las Vegas and Delaware, which I thought was kind of funny.
Good
delivery.
The Las Vegas, whoever does those advertising things, the check's in the mail for Stone on that one, definitely.
For sure. Stone said that it was easier to make a speech easier to play in front of 20,000 fans than it is to make a speech at the White House. And then he also went on to say, last time I spoke in front of a ton of people, I had to have a few drinks. Really good, fun, natural, nice ceremony, all that. The president applauded Stone for coming back from the couple of back surgeries. The second one he said was rigged, I think. He talked about Eichel's 26-point playoff run. He talked about Marchessault winning the Conn Smythe. And let's start there and then some other observations.
Yeah, starting with the Mark Stone comment, I thought President Biden was going to throw a comment about cap circumvention in there and all that stuff, and I thought all heck was about to break loose. But he slowed himself down. He wanted to, but he slowed himself down. But no, I mean it was remarkable watching all of this. I mean, this team got its name, I think, November 22nd, 2016. So 7 short years ago, this franchise was basically born, and they're celebrating a Stanley Cup at the White House. And I thought the first comment that Joe Biden made, that President Biden made about, and he was laughing on an ice rink in the middle of the deserts. Who says you can't get anything done? Like, that one comment was the one that just stuck with me the entire time. And thinking about someone being in business, someone taking a chance, someone thinking outside the box, all the things that Foley has done to get this franchise from a pipe dream to reality and everything in between. And then if there's one takeaway for me, that was definitely it. Jack Eichel said he did get a little emotional watching Mark Stone talk. He thought Mark Stone did a wonderful job, and I certainly can echo the sentiments about what Stone said. I get what he's saying about, these players, they can get on the ice and it could be 60,000 people at the Outdoor Classic or Stadium Series or Winter Classic, whatever you want to call it. But you get them in this environment, it's a little bit different. I thought everybody handled it well and with class.
Okay. I have to go there because I don't know why George McPhee was up in the front. Okay.
The president.
He presented
a
jersey to Biden. Okay. Still, I might have had 2 players. I just think, and how did he pass the background check if he is a made man? How did he pass the background check?
Hey, William Carlson was up there too, Tony.
Oh, don't get me started because I'm going to go there in a little bit. Okay.
Oh, no.
Bruce Cassidy took a Dasco nap, like standing up. He was sound asleep. He was out cold. I took a photo, a screenshot of that, and I put that out there. No one told Riley Smith about the dress code to wear black.
That
as
was
if
pretty
it were a
funny.
funeral. Yeah,
That was pretty. Or maybe
it
they
was a little
didn't, and he
out of
said, and
place.
maybe he didn't. He said, "F it, I'm going like this. What are you going to do? Find me? Are they
Okay,
going to
there
suspend him?"
was, of course, I am all Kerry Bubbles, and he was hidden again. The guy just, I don't think they, okay, whatever. Why was Carlson up front rather than Eichel? Why wasn't an American person there, Eichel, instead of Carlson? I don't know. Carlson wanted likes or something. I don't know what he was doing. You said that they hid Barbashev too.
I joked that Barbashev was up in the corner pocket and Riley Smith was right down in center, but I was just more or less screwing around with it. I wasn't trying to make anything out of it necessarily, although Riley Smith is lapping Barbashev this season.
Okay. And, I'm just going to compare this to the Aces when they made that White House visit and the head coach was up there. So why wasn't Cassidy up front and center? And, if you're one of the part of the front office or ownership group, you should just be in the back. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. This was about the team, the players, and obviously the coach. I'm all about Cassidy. And you know what? I don't want to be negative about this whole thing, but those are just some of my observations about like just the positioning and the power struggle or just trying to be in a position of power. I don't think that Cassidy gets his flowers, man. That's where I'm going with this. I think that Cassidy is the man in this organization right now for what he's done, for the way that he's motivated this team, for the way that he picked up this team early in the season and just, okay, guys, back to work. Let's go. And winning the cup.
I'm on the Cassidy train, no doubt. Without Cassidy, all of this doesn't happen. Thank God Cassidy still wasn't a free agent, or Edmonton would have swooped him up and you might as well just given him the Stanley Cup at that point. As far as the players and the owners and the staff's placement and everything, I don't know how that happens. I know
it's a power struggle, dude. You can see it. It's
I know the
definitely
Golden
power
Knights.
struggle.
If it's a hockey environment, they can walk into any place and dictate how things are going to go and where everybody's going to stand. If there's one place on the universe where the Golden Knights can walk in and the ownership and the management and be told what to do and where to stand and where to put all the players, it's the White House. So I don't know how that whole thing works out. I don't have a guess. I understand we want to celebrate the players and make sure Cassidy's up front, but as far as this goes, I mean, you got the president of the franchise.
Mark Davis stood in the background, man. He just from what I recall with the Aces.
Yeah, you watch and cover the Aces, so I honestly didn't see that celebration. So I can't, but I know a basketball ownership commit. Well, not the ownership necessarily, but the players. I know there's less than half as far as the number of players, so that might have something to do. I don't know, Tony. I don't know. I get what you're saying. I support the notion of definitely Cassidy deserves every bit of celebration, every moment he can possibly get. Where did the team purposely move people around to get
the way that they were
I don't
positioned?
Know. I don't know.
Carlson next to McCrimmon. Come on, just I don't know, man. Like the
leading the team in points. Come on, he's leading the team in points.
Yeah, but I just think that Jack Eichel is a superstar in this team. I believe that Jonathan Marchessault is the superstar in this team.
They are, but
I mean,
listen, Carlson didn't speak. They got to win. Okay, Carlson didn't speak. That was a win for everybody involved.
Right, but I would have thought that Eichel would have made a presentation to the vice president. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into this, but the visit to the White House was definitely rigged. It was rigged.
Perfect.
No, but overall, it was definitely a great experience for the players in all seriousness, and it was, I thought, a lot of fun for them, and they were flying high. They were flying pretty high yesterday, and it was done in a classy manner. And kudos to Mark Stone for keeping things together.
Biden got the comment in about the Elvis wig only in Vegas. Like that was kind of cool too. I mean, we'll leave the politics out of this, but I definitely enjoyed.
I didn't even go into politics other than
it's only a 30-minute show. It's only a 30-minute show, but no, it was like you said, Tony. My closing statement, very good. very heartwarming. And, they did get a lot of obviously 1 October references in there too, and what the team did for
Well
the
deserved.
city.
Well deserved for the team.
Yeah. So, I mean, everything is on the positive, even though Tony says it was rigged and Carlson shouldn't have been in the center.
Okay. Coming up next, we
Last
preview
word.
VGK against the Caps in Washington tonight. More ahead on Locked On Golden Knights. Fans, we get fired up together on wins and losses, who starts and who sits,
White House
who
visits.
is at the front of the pack at the White House, and who shouldn't have been there. I'm very thankful for this connection that we have. So is Chris. And today we want to have our chat be just a little bit more personal. I just learned that you can get a 1-year supply on ED medications. You realize what that means. Bring on extended travel, bring on the next natural disaster or supply chain issue. You are covered, our friends, and you don't have to worry about whether or not you can refill your generics for Cialis or Viagra prescriptions, because it's all made possible because of our friends at Jase Medical. Go online right now, jasemedical.com, to receive your 12-month supply on your daily medication. And remember to use the promo code Locked On at checkout for a discount as well. We had a verified customer saying this: I'm thankful for this service. Supply chain issues caused me to cut pills in half of what I used to have. I ordered most of the daily meds with a year's supply. I also ordered the antibiotic kit. I feel secure now. Prices are lower than local pharmacies, and I highly recommend this for everyone. If you or someone you love would like to get some peace of mind by having a year's supply of any daily med, then go to jasemedical.com to see if it's offered for you. Remember to use the promo code Locked On for $20 off of your first purchase. Welcome back. Tony Cardasco, Chris Golick from Las Vegas. Thanks for making us your first listen each and every day. Of course, on the YouTube channel, we've got that Saturday morning exclusive, Better Than Cartoons, Chris and Chris, that show. And on Friday, right here, of course, we do our weekly feature called WTF1. WTF.
At least one more week. At least one more week.
And this is painful. This is painful because I'll tell you what. I know you went off yesterday, but a couple of media friends reached out to me
like 6 times in the last 2 weeks, but sure.
Yeah, but people are just calling me now. So I got I have to send you the media guide that they sent out. And you want to talk about confusion for media members, where to check in, where to go. Check in at the MGM Grand. Go to the Tuscany Hotel, where there's only so many parking places for media. Take a bus from the Tuscany to go back to the track. There's all sorts of the international media, right? They're treated like kings and queens. And then the local media or U.S. media has to pretty much find an area and fend for themselves. This is going to be dramatic. It's going to be great. Okay.
I had a different word in mind, but it's a family show.
Yeah, I'm trying to be nice there. Okay, so tonight's game, VGK against the Caps. Caps are surging of late. Caps, this is the start of a 4-game homestand. Started slow, but 6-1-1 currently in the last 8. They started at 1-3-1. I'm looking for, we'll get into predictions later, but perhaps a low-scoring game. For the VGK, again, they rigged everything by bringing 43 people, or was it 43 players, or no Kessel. No stinking Kessel, man. He would have stole the sheet. He should have been up there making this speech. Okay, so
I don't know. So I think he probably declined the invite if I had to guess. I'll try and find out because I can't find out.
So they brought extra players there and whatever, and they did get ice time in yesterday at the Capitals practice center. Chandler Stevenson, Nick Waugh. Do you think that they'll be back for tonight?
No. Cassidy is very big, at least in the regular season and early on. You got to get at least one full, not even like a pregame skate, but one full practice, at least one full practice wearing the regular sweater, not the non-contact jersey. So you're not going to see, I don't know if Cassidy's already ruled him out. He might have already ruled him out, honestly, but they're close. And I think Cassidy's new favorite quote about injuries, we're rule him out tonight, but we're not sure, but we're not going to rule him out past that, something like that. So I think they both come back Thursday against Montreal, and then all of a sudden Haig is the last one we're kind of sweating right now, I think, right?
Yeah, that would be the last one to sweat. VGK had issues, as you talk about Haig, but all of those injuries to defensemen early, same situation, perhaps worse for the Caps. Trevor Van Riemsdyk, Joel Edmondson, Anthony Matha, no contact jerseys yesterday. Martin Furvary he's out now. He's out due to injury. This is a big game tonight. VGK against Max Pacioretty. It boils down to Pacioretty's on LTIR actually currently.
He's
But
getting
they've had
closer
issues
though.
with defensemen.
He's skating. I know.
That's
So
great.
it's coming.
That's really good news.
Yeah. I mean, listen, the Caps, they started the season very rough. We thought it was it was going to be a rough season. They definitely turned things around a little bit. Looking at the last few games, wins against the Islanders and the Devils back to back, Tony. Both road games back to back. They won them both. There you go, Tony.
Yeah.
Lost to Florida, beat Columbus, lost to the Islanders, and then 3 in a row against San Jose, whatever, Minnesota, and the Devils. So, the Caps got always a tougher schedule being in the Metro. That's the travel is a little bit lighter, but the schedule itself, that Metro is just it's tough every year, and it's tough for teams to come out of the Metro because they're so beaten down by the time the playoffs get started. Ovechkin 4-7 on definitely trying to make a run at Gretzky's scoring record. We'll see how much longer it's going to take.
826 goals and counting for him. 2 goals against the Islanders the other night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tom
He's
Wilson,
heating up.
obviously, we're going to have all eyes on Tom Wilson because he's doing okay. He's got 8 points on the year. If he could just avoid, the box and all the crazy things he does, and really just 10 seconds, Leon Draisaitl took
I knew
an
where you were going
absolutely
there.
terrible penalty yesterday.
I knew you were
Cross-checked
going
someone
there.
in the back of their knees.
In
That
the
should be
back of
Department
the
of Player
legs.
Safety. So
Oh my goodness, that
that's
was
Department
awful.
of Player Safety worthy right there. That's intent to injure. That is intent to injure.
Butch
It doesn't
Goring
look
went off
bad.
Butch Goring went off on the broadcast, on the Islanders broadcast. My goodness.
Yeah, there's
that
a
was
lot of
dangerous.
attention on that. So Drysdale's going to get, I think, at least a fine, which is whatever. But okay. But back to the Caps, definitely a better game than one might have thought coming in. Weird game for the Golden Knights, crossing the time zones. They had the day with the president yesterday and all the hoopla that surrounds that, and then back on the ice practicing yesterday too, which kind of surprised me, but that's good to see. And I'm sure they'll have a skate today and try and keep going. What is it, a 3-game winning streak already right now?
Yeah.
No, they
Yeah.
got right against the Sharks.
Oh,
1-game
okay.
winning streak.
1 game.
One in a
winning
row.
streak.
1 in a row.
Oh, I thought, okay. I got confused there.
Kings
Okay,
on Wednesday beat them.
they have the luxury. This is a quirky schedule. The Caps have 2 games over 10 days coming up. There's 3 goaltenders there with the Caps currently on the roster. And Hunter Shepard has been, I guess, a bit of a surprise. 36 saves against the Islanders. And Darcy Kemper, I think, is hobbled as well. Is it Kemper tonight against Aiden Hill? He had some bumps and bruises. That's a new injury designation now. Upper body, lower body, or bumps and bruises.
I think if Kemper is good to go, it's definitely Kemper, but I don't think it's Aiden Hill tonight. I think it's going to be Logan Thompson. We'll obviously find out in about 4 or 5 hours if any of the travel. There should be some Vegas media on the road because of the trip to the White House yesterday. So at the pregame skate, we'll know by which goalie goes off first. But I said this on yesterday's show. I don't think it's going to be Aiden Hill because that would mean nearly a week and a half off between starts for Logan. So I think it's Logan tonight, and he'll be looking to get right after dropping his last start to the Ducks, I believe, where he gave up 3 goals in the third period, something you don't see our goalies do a whole lot.
Our goalies.
Yeah, I did it.
The other thing, too.
I
know. It's okay. It's okay.
Not to.
Nicholas Backstrom is on LTIR, and his career is just about
1
done.
1 points, 8 games. Yeah.
He's done, though. I think this is the end of his career.
That's
and so they do have $8.2 million, Chris, in cap space. So this could be a team come trade deadline or
Patrick Kane.
Yeah, they could definitely go after a big name, somebody to score, or who knows? I mean, the defensemen, who knows what those injuries are going to be like. They can add another solid piece to this team, and now they're starting to heat up. And Ovechkin, remember, he wasn't scoring like anything. He didn't have shots. What was that stat? And
Oh
you and I
God, he
back-to-back
went.
games, no shots.
It was something like that, yeah. And they got a new coach. He's a younger coach too. Don't have the information in front of me, but I was thinking to myself, if I'm a new coach in Washington, the first, second, and third plays of the game are pass it to Ovi and let him shoot a one-timer and make sure everything in my playbook goes through now the second highest scoring forward of all time, and then we'll kind of work our game plan from there. So we'll see if the Caps got that figured out, or if the Golden Knights defense can suffocate, because they've been doing a good job of that all season.
Perhaps LT takes the night off and says, "No, I don't want my helmet dented on an Ovechkin shot." Remember
Was it
that?
Leonard that got that? Was it Leonard?
Leonard, right in the noggin, and that thing put a huge dent in his helmet. That was something else. So VGK
Goalies are crazy. I don't care what age it is. Goalies are nuts.
They're like place
nuts.
kickers. They're a little bit like place kickers, right, in football, and the way that they approach things.
Sure.
Yeah. One of the oldest teams.
Not as good as Will Lutz last night.
It's one of the Jesus. One of the oldest teams as well in the NHL. So should be a pretty good game. What do we go? 4:00 tonight? I love these early games.
Probably 4 or 4:30, one of the two. But yeah.
Okay, you know how much I like these early games.
I triple down on that comment. I'm with you. 100%.
Okay. Is little Chris going to be with us the next segment? Is he going to give us the lock of the night?
I'm sure we can get him in here.
Out?
I'm sure we can get him in here.
Okay. Coming up next, we do have our locks of the night and our predictions for today's game. Game number 1 of the 5-game roadie, if you will. More after this on Locked On Golden Knights. Fans, it's that time. Football, of course, is in full swing, and you need to check out FanDuel. It's America's #1 sports book. And right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 moneyline bet. That's $150 if your team wins. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to do it than right now. The app is so easy to use. There is a wide range of betting options, including point spreads, player props, and take the under in any Jets-Raiders game on the totals, of course, and much, much more. So check it out. Visit FanDuel.com/lockedon and kick off this NFL season in style. Get into the swing right now. FanDuel, the official partner of the NFL. Welcome back, Tony Cardasco and Chris Golick from Las Vegas. We appreciate you making us your first listen every day. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. That is Locked On Golden Knights. And, of course, we have WTF coming up. What, the Friday? Oh, Allie's up. Oh, this is great.
Hey, good morning.
Morning, Allie. How are you?
How are you today?
Wave.
Good.
High five.
High
Knuckles.
Five. High five.
Knuckles.
High
five.
High five.
Eye roll. The eye roll.
You got squints too. Yeah, you're
this is
on
okay
fire already.
Of course, and then Chris and Chris come up on Saturday mornings, the YouTube exclusive. Okay, so let's go, man. Locks of the night. I don't want to keep. Wait, is she doing her Bruce Cassidy impression?
I knew you were going to say that.
Okay, she's
all right,
sleeping.
Allie. What do you got? What do you got for a score tonight, Allie?
3-2 Knights, Stone and March.
3-2 Knights, Stone and March. So
thanks, Allie.
Like Cal Ripken, lock it in. Lock it in. All right, Allie, go. And she she just ganked a pack on the way out. I just aged myself. She grabbed a pack on the way out.
Okay.
That's how I pay my kids. Come on around, Chris.
All right.
Pay my kids in
we got Chris coming in. Colorful guy. Oh, colorful. Wait, let's get a good look at that shirt.
Yeah, you can't see his yellow Sonic the Hedgehog pants that go along that don't match at all, but he had some fun.
Snazzy. Okay, right, what's his prediction?
What do you got tonight, buddy?
3-2 Vegas in OT.
Okay, 3-2 Vegas in OT. And who are your two players, buddy?
I'm going Stone and Pietrangelo.
Oh, that's a good one. I like Petro. He's got the best wraparound in the NHL, right, Chris? He's laughing.
Slow motion.
He's laughing about that.
I'll do my locks of the night.
There you go.
I think we're all stuck on 3-2, but I'm going to go Caps 3-2. That'll be the final. And I'm going to go with Cotter and
Theodore. That's a good one.
Cotter and Theodore in a low-scoring game. Yeah.
Cotter and Theo. I like Cotter and Theo. So you said we're all stuck on 3-2, so I guess I have to be different, and I'm going to say 3-2 caps. And I'm going Carl. I'm saying 3-2 caps. This game's going to be like 7-4. It's going to go way over.
This is a Capital team that's scoring just 2 goals per game. So I look for a low-scoring defensive type of a game. I can't see it going any other way. I don't know. I can't.
No, I'm with you on that. I don't see a high event game coming, but it could. You never know.
What's the total on this game?
Oh, I'll look that up. I'll look that up in a second.
Okay.
It might be the 5 and hook, which you don't see too many of these days anymore. You don't see too many. Although I lost on my teaser last night because of dang Buffalo Bills. But that's not
the Bills. Yeah,
for
it's tough.
So Cotter and you got Cotter Theo. I'm saying Carlson and Barbashev. Barbashev's got to get going. Barbashev
this is his type of game
to get going.
This is his type
just
of
a
game,
grinding type of game.
Yeah.
Get a greasy one.
Yeah.
I mean, is there okay? I'm going to put something strange out there right now. As soon as I tell you that the over under is 6, Golden Knights are -155. God, that's a lot.
That's a little high, right? Yeah,
it's a lot. That if you believe in the Golden Knights, folks, don't bet the game now. Bet right before the puck gets dropped because money's going to come in all day on Washington.
It's going to come in on Washington.
It's going to come in Washington all day. I mean, if you are a sports bettor, you do this more than just betting $5 every now and then. You can get that down to probably +1 or -145, even 140 close to puck drop. But
I know yesterday I had Biden -155 to drink jungle juice out of the Stanley Cup.
I'm going to put something out there for the 14 people that make it all the way to the 26:45 marker of this game. Barbashev, some points in the next month, will be a healthy scratch.
What? How could you say that?
I don't know.
Why?
Just a feeling. Well, what's he 4-1 as far as points go in the season?
To me, yes. I think he'll start to pick things up, and I think he just kind of peaks come playoff time. We saw that last season.
I agree. I do agree with that.
And I think you need to just stick with him and the chemistry on that top line. What do you see?
But the chemistry isn't. But the chemistry is not there right now. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like it's not there. We talked last week about the top 5 lines in the NHL, and then the 3 or 4 honorable mentions, and the Eichel line was nowhere mentioned in there.
Yeah,
we looked up on Money Puck. They're at 59 overall.
Nah. They're a top 3 top line.
They might end up being that, but right now
they are. They are.
Clicking.
They have that firepower. They might go off here. Like, just stick with it. Just stick.
I agree. Okay, I will say this a bit differently. As long as the Golden Knights are winning, nothing is changing on that top line. There's going to be a time when the Golden Knights are not winning. It happens every year. It happens every year right about now, honestly. If it wasn't for that scrimmage game against the Sharks on Friday, we could be talking about a 3-game losing streak right now if they played literally anyone else in the NHL that night. So just saying, if things start going sour a little bit, the first thing you'll see is Barbashev moved on lines. You'll see Cotter put up in that spot, possibly Dorofeev, even Howden possibly in that role because Howden's done well on the wing and stuff like that. And then step 2 of that will be Barbashev possibly being a healthy scratch. I am putting that out there right now. Today is November the 14th at 6:50 local time. I'm still getting the cobwebs out of my eyes. I'm still tired, but we're here. And I am saying at some point this season, in the next between now and the end of 2023, Barbashev will be a healthy scratch for at least 1 game.
We set the total for this 5-game road trip at 5.5 points. I said under. You said under as well, right?
I'm at 5 exactly.
Yeah, I'm at 5.
And that's okay. Also. Like that's a good road trip. I know Vegas Golden Knight fans were so drunk on wins and how well the season's been going so far, but
and how well they did on the road last season.
Yeah,
right.
And it might continue. It might continue. Like they might go 4-1 on this road trip. When I told one of our everydayers that jumped in one of our everydayers. You like that? I told one of our everydayers on one of our Twitter feeds who talked about how many points they thought they would get. They said 4-1, 8 points. I said, good, come back to planet Earth. Maybe we're not on planet Earth. Maybe we're on Mars. Who knows? Maybe the Golden Knights are going to get 8 points, and that would be wonderful. That would be great. Barbashev will not be a healthy scratch if they go 4-1.
And thank you so much for rigging this road trip at the right time. I definitely need the 4:00 games. It's really good. Nice of the NHL to do.
They listen to you, Tony. They listen to you.
We appreciate everyone tuning in to this Tuesday edition of Locked On Golden
Spunky.
Knights.
It was a spunky show. It was a spunky show.
Sorry, man. I got a little fired up there about that White House visit. I did get Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, that reference in there. So
Okay, that was
that
good.
made me
That was
happy.
good.
That
That
made
was
me
good.
happy.
That was good.
And Cassidy going back home, more or less, to Washington. That's going to be interesting. If he could stay awake. Too bad.
Stop it.
It's a good thing this isn't the late game tonight
Stop
at
it.
8,
He was awake. You
7:45,
stop
8
it.
o'clock. Yeah.
He was awake. You stop it, Tony.
He was dreaming of South Beach. That's what I said.
I mean,
We
okay.
appreciate everyone, especially our everydayers, as Chris had said. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, Locked On Golden Knights. For my man, Chris Golick, I'm Tony Cardasco from Las Vegas. WTF1 coming up Friday. We'll see you again tomorrow right here on Locked On Golden Knights.